Hey guys, and welcome back to Semajical Gaming for Hogwarts Mystery Year 5, episode 11 of the season now, and we are now up to, I believe, part 3 or 4, maybe 4, of the Outer Sorts, or my attempt at the Outer Sorts side quest. So we need to now help Tulip. This might be part 2 of that, actually, now that I think about it. It is, it's part 2, so forget what I said about being part 3 or 4. And this is where we stop and take a break. I'll see you for the second part of this episode after this. And welcome back. Okay, so let's continue what we set out to do in the previous part. There we go. That's it, Semajical Baratical. We have friends in each house. We can start by talking to them. I bet we could even get a few of them to sneak us into their common rooms so we could get a closer look. That way we can learn what their house means to them and get a look at their space at the same time. Knowing our friends, they'll jump at the chance to brag about their houses and show them off. We just need to decide on the right member of each house to talk to, and who will be willing to sneak us into their common room. Slytherin may be tough. They're a prickly lot. All except Barnaby. Come to think of it, he might be a good person to talk to first. He seems a bit bored today. Plus, he's generally willing to help. And I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say about Slytherin. That's brilliant, Semajical. Barnaby's the perfect Slytherin to talk to. I'm sure he'll be willing to bend the rules, if only to show off the Slytherin common room. Then we'll start in the Slytherin common room and see if you'd be a better fit in the cunning clique. Oh dear. What am I getting myself into? Oop. Hi guys. Okay, welcome back. And it's now time to go and talk to Barnaby. We actually are in the Slytherin common room here. So this is the Slytherin common room. It's a bit creepy. I love it. Glad to hear it, Tulip. Not everyone feels the same way. But I do. It's home. Thanks for agreeing to talk to us about Slytherin, Barnaby. Of course. It's the first opportunity I've had to show off my common room to non-Slytherins. I suppose I'm not supposed to do it, but who can resist? And Marula, you're here for what? Moral support? Barnaby's proven what a lunk he is by sneaking you two in. I can't let someone like that be Slytherin's sole representative. Thanks, Marula. I'm not sure if it was a compliment, but I appreciate your enthusiasm, Barnaby. We're trying to learn about Slytherin, and you represent two sides of the Slytherin spectrum. So it will be nice to hear from you both. He's right. I've been feeling out of sorts about my Ravenclaw placement. I fit alright, but I've never tried anywhere else. I can't help wondering if I'd fit in just as well or better elsewhere. Why don't we start with you two telling us a bit about Slytherin? Did you always know it was right for you? Alright, I'll talk. But let's make this quick. I got important things to tend to. What important things, might I ask? Ratting on us to Professor Snape? I don't think that's important. I'm a Hufflepuff in the game. Tulip can just talk to me about being in Hufflepuff. It really couldn't be any simpler. Anyway, guys, this is where we take another break, so we'll see you in the next part. Well, guys, let's get back to this, and I'm pretty sure I was there. So that's the talking to Slytherins part of the adventure over. It sounds like Marula was at home from the start, but you weren't always certain of your place, Barnaby. Oh, not at all. Certainly not at first. My first year, I thought a lot about what I was doing in Slytherin, and sometimes I forgot to think. I didn't feel at home in Slytherin for a long time. When did that change? Well, one day I was competing with a Gryffindor student on the training grounds. We were trying to see who could blast a test dummy with Incendio more times in a single afternoon. Slytherin versus Gryffindor. That's a classic struggle. Exactly. It was quite heated. We were both blasting away. But after a while, I realized we were evenly matched. I was working incredibly hard, but I still wasn't winning. So what did you do? Was it a tie? Almost. Seeing how hard the Gryffindor was working, I got an idea. I was already tiring myself out, so I figured he must feel the same way. Instead of trying to match him, I slowed to a pace I could keep up all afternoon. It wasn't long before the Gryffindor was exhausted, and I pulled ahead and ultimately won. That's quite clever of you, Barnaby. I'll admit, I didn't think you had that level of calculation in you. Me neither. It was like my brain took over and gave my body all these thoughts it didn't have before. It hadn't happened before, and it hasn't happened since. But after that day, I knew I belonged here in Slytherin. That's a great story, Barnaby. I suppose we don't always see our home for what it is straight away. The story doesn't end there. Once I felt at home in Slytherin, I started noticing no two Slytherin are exactly alike. We're each our own. I'm not just a Slytherin. I'm a Barnaby Slytherin. What do you think, Tulip? Does Barnaby's story make you feel any better about your placement in Ravenclaw? It was a nice story, yes. But I wonder, do you think I'm cunning enough to fit into Slytherin as well? I want to say that, but I can't. So, of course you are, Tulip. My point exactly. If I could fit in here, I'm not sure that helps me understand why I'm in Ravenclaw. I appreciate the compliment, but I can't help noting that Barnaby's parents were Slytherins too. Perhaps the Sorting Hat just put you in the same house, Barnaby, and like me, you made the best of it. Jeez! Oh, geez, I thought I was the one with a bad attitude. It's not a bad attitude. I just want to be certain. I guess I never thought about it that way. But then again, I don't think about things much. I will say, once I realised how I fit into Slytherin, I haven't felt out of place since. I have no doubts I'm in the right house. That's the kind of certainty we need, Semajical Baratical. Perhaps like Barnaby, we'll have to keep looking until we find it for ourselves. Then we better head on to our next appointment. It's time for me to show off my own beloved Hufflepuff common room. I've arranged for you to talk with the most Hufflepuff of all the Hufflepuffs I know, Penny. Oh, this one should be interesting. Hi Penny, thanks for meeting us here in the Hufflepuff common room. We're hoping to talk to you a bit about your experience in Hufflepuff. Of course, Semajical, happy to help. We'll sneak Tulip back out as soon as she's had a look around. I know we're not supposed to let non-Hufflepuffs in, but I'm just so proud of our house, I couldn't resist the chance to show off our adorable common room. Did you know Helga Hufflepuff's recipes are still used for all the Hogwarts feasts? I didn't know that. How interesting. There's much more to Hufflepuff than food, I assure you. I don't believe we've met. This is Chiara Labosca. Penny asked me to come along. I hope you don't mind me inviting her. I thought she might have some interesting things to add to the conversation. It's perfect. We had an unexpected guest when we visited Slytherin as well. Brilliant. Chiara and I had quite different experiences when we were sorted. The moment the sorting hat said the word Hufflepuff, I knew I was home. For me, it was more of a journey. I wasn't immediately sure I belonged. Interesting. Tell us more. Yes. When did you know once and for all that Hufflepuff was your home, Chiara? Okay, this is another 5-star job. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the energy to replenish and then we'll take it on. In the next episode, guys. This is where this episode ends. So I'll see you then. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have us a magical time.